What do you do in the morning? In the morning, I usually spend about 20 minutes before I'm all dressed up, and then I'll go to eat breakfast. Afterwards, I will spend about 10 minutes on breakfast and then I go. Is breakfast important? Of course, I do believe that breakfast means a lot. And since I'm already working, breakfast is essential for my morning's work. And if I miss breakfast, I couldn't focus on anything. What is your morning routine? In the morning, I usually get myself dressed up first, as I just mentioned. And probably I will, if I have time, I will, go to the nearby park and have a run. Afterwards, I will check my bag again to see if anything missing, and then I will go to work. Do you like to get up early in the morning? Oh, I hate to get up early in the morning. I feel that if you rise too early, probably before 7:30, I think the whole morning will be ruined because you will be sleepy throughout the day, and that really drives me crazy. Do you like working in the morning? Absolutely. I think working in the morning is a really great idea because after a whole night's sleep, you will be energized. You have a lot of energy, and your body is also, full of energy, and your head at the same time is also very clear, helping you to make very good decisions. And another reason is that in the morning, you feel like the day is very long. So you will be able to arrange your time more efficiently. So those are the reasons why I like to work in the morning.
What do you do in the mornings? Well, usually my phone alarm wakes me up, then I spend a few minutes snoozing or checking my emails or messages on social media. Once I get out of bed, I'll have breakfast, a cup of coffee, and a quick shower before I head to work. Is breakfast important? For me it is, definitely. I usually wake up feeling hungry, and actually the excitement of breakfast helps me get out of bed a bit faster as well. I don't usually feel awake until I've had breakfast because it gives me a boost and helps me get ready for the day. What is your morning routine? I don't think I have a strict routine. I usually just eat breakfast, have some coffee, and go to work. Once I'm at work, I often check my emails and catch up with my colleagues before I start knuckling down and doing my job. Do you like to get up early in the morning? Absolutely not. I've never been an early bird. Even though when I was a kid I used to love waking up and watching the sunrise, nowadays I like to stay in bed as long as possible.
What would you do in the morning? Well, it really depends. If it's in a weekday, I would just wash my face, brush my teeth, eat some breakfast, then I go to school. However, if it's in the weekend, after waking up, I just go to play basketball with my friends. Do you think breakfast is important? Sure, breakfast provides people with the nutrients they need for the day because people usually eat a lot of cereal, milk, and sugar-related food for breakfast. All of these are high in calories and protein. Did you do the same morning routines in your early days? It was different. When I was in the middle school, every morning I would go to the playground to read Chinese and English books loudly.
Morning routine. Do you like to get up early in the morning? Yeah, I do. I am unlike most of my friends and university classmates who get up super late in the morning. Most of them get out of bed around 8:30 or 9 o'clock. That, to me, is already very late. I am a morning person. I always drag myself out of bed at 6 or 6:30. So, yeah, I like to get up early in the morning. What's your morning routine? Well, like I said just now, I'm a morning lark. After getting out of bed, I usually... What do? I just go and brush my teeth, wash my face. Oh, yeah. Later, I go jogging for like half an hour. I really love doing physical exercise because I'm a very health conscious person. So I run for half an hour every day, and then I go to the canteen and grab some breakfast. Do you think breakfast is important? Oh yeah, absolutely. I can't emphasize enough the importance of having a good and hearty breakfast. According to some experts, breakfast is the most important meal in a day. It's more important than lunch, it's more important than dinner. So what I do every single day, like I said just now, I go and have a hearty breakfast. I try to eat as much as, not really as much as possible, but I just try to have a very good breakfast.
Do you like to get up very early in the morning? Well, like most of people, I hate running out of bed very early in the morning because I almost fall asleep at about midnight every night. So waking up by alarm clock makes me feel stressed and terrible, and it always ruins my whole day. If I can choose, I of course prefer waking up naturally in the morning, but the reality is I have to get up pretty early every weekdays. So what's your morning routine? Mornings could be the biggest time period for us, so I practice creating a fast schedule and time and morning routine for me. After waking up at about 6 o'clock, I can just put on a 10-minute quick makeup and then head downstairs to have some breakfast, which includes a bottle of milk, and I may scarf some bread on the way to my classes. So, do you think breakfast is very important? I suppose so, but sorry, I can't explain why because I'm not an expert in nutrition. From a young age, my parents told me that described breakfast as the most essential and crucial meal of the whole day. So I always get much breakfast as possible. So what do you do in the morning? Well, on weekdays, I usually get up pretty early at around 6 a.m. I can just scarf some breakfast and can head rush to my classes with my roommates. But when it comes to the weekends, I live a little bit more leisure and pleasant. I usually wake up by myself and wake up naturally till maybe 9 to 10 a.m. and then have a lunch happily with my friends.
What do you do in the morning? For example, I usually get up very early in the morning, like 6 or 7 o'clock, and then I will brush my teeth, wash my face, eat my breakfast, and then I will take a bus to school to attend some lessons. Actually, I do a lot of different things in the morning, depending on whether it's on the weekend or on the weekdays. On the weekdays, I usually get up so early in the morning, like 6 o'clock, and then after my breakfast, I just rush to my school for some lessons. However, on the weekends, because this is the time that I can totally arrange my own time. So I usually sleep very late until noon, so that I don't usually do anything in the morning.
Okay, let's have a listen to the part 1 topic of morning routine.
What do you do in the morning? In the morning, I usually spend about 20 minutes before I'm all dressed up. And then
There's a difference between dressed and dressed up. If you're dressed up, it means you dress very nicely. You choose very nice clothes to wear. I think here he means before I'm all dressed. There's no up.
I go to eat breakfast. Afterwards, I will spend about 10 minutes on breakfast and
Let's get rid of this space. I'm not exactly sure why here he's using will. Here, will and will. Because if we're talking about routines, we just use the present tense. So it should be I spend. Oh, also, this is not spend, it's spend. There we go. It should just be I spend about 10 minutes on breakfast.
10 minutes on breakfast and then I go.
And then I go. All right, see some intonation there, and then I go. And also some nice rhythm there.
Is breakfast important? Of course, I do believe that breakfast means a lot. And since I'm already working,
So I'm already working. Okay, the ing here maybe because he recently started working, I guess.
breakfast is essential for my morning's work.
Essential for what?
For my morning's work.
Essential for my morning's work. Essential for my morning's work. Essential for my morning. Let's drop the S, let's drop the work. What's the beginning of the sentence? Breakfast is essential for my morning.
Morning's work. And if I miss breakfast, I couldn't focus on anything.
You see here, the if is used with couldn't, but that's not right. If it's couldn't, this has to be missed. If I missed breakfast, I couldn't focus on anything. I think what he's trying to say is when I miss, let me try again. When I miss breakfast, I can't focus on anything. If you're talking about things that actually really do happen to you, don't use if. Use when. I was going to say don't use if, use when. I guess you can use if. But then this has to be present tense. This has to be present tense also. So if I miss breakfast, I can't focus on anything. But an even better way would be to say when I miss breakfast, I can't focus on anything. Focus on, yeah, that's a good phrase to use.
What is your morning routine? In the morning, I usually get myself dressed up first.
Again, he says dressed up. It's not dressed up. So you can just say, I usually get dressed. You can drop the myself. You can drop the up. So I usually get dressed first.
As I just mentioned.
As I just mentioned. Very good pronunciation here. As I just mentioned.
And probably I will...
Here the word or is not right. I will probably. The adverb goes after the modal. I will probably.
If I have time, I will, go to...
Okay, and here we have some self-correction. I will, if I have time, I will, well, maybe not self-correction, but there's some repetition here. He tried to add this if I have time there.
I have time, I will, go to the nearby park and have...
I made some mistakes too. There should be a comma there before the you know. Alright, go to the nearby park, yeah?
At the nearby park and have a run. Afterwards, I will check my bag again to see if anything missing. And
to see if anything missing. There's a be verb missing here. To see if anything is missing. If you say that, it sounds like somebody stole something from your bag. I'm not sure that's what you're trying to say. To make sure I have everything I need. There's a difference between checking and seeing if you have everything you need and seeing if anything is missing. If anything is missing, I've got to say it sounds to me like you're worried about someone stealing things from your bag.
And I will go to work.
And again here we have the will. I don't know why. Just use the present tense. There's no will.
Do you like to get up early in the morning? Oh, I hate to get up early in the morning. I feel that if you rise too early,
Okay, so here instead of get up, we have rise.
Probably before 7:30, I think the whole morning will be ruined.
And here we go with will again.
Because you will be sleepy throughout the day, and that really drives me crazy.
Drives me crazy. It's not bad vocabulary.
Do you like working in the morning? Absolutely. I think working in the morning is a really great idea. Because after a whole night's sleep.
I made a mistake there. That's whole night's sleep. He did say whole night's sleep.
Great idea. Because after a whole night's sleep, you will be energized.
Okay, I'm going to stop mentioning the will. So just know whenever he says will, I think it's wrong. Let's look at this here. You will be energized. That's a great adjective to use. You'll have a lot of energy. You'll be energized.
You have a lot of energy and your body, is also,
But then he explains it. I don't think that's necessary. If you say that you're energized, you don't need to say you have a lot of energy.
full of energy.
And then he says it. So now he said it 3 times. Energized, energy, energy. Repetition.
And your head at the same time is also very clear.
Okay, your head is clear. These 2 words go together well. Means you can think clearly about things. Yeah.
Helping you to make very good decisions. And another reason
He's starting to speak very slowly here. Why is he speaking so slowly?
is that in the morning you feel like the day is very long, so you will be able to arrange your time more efficiently.
Logically, that doesn't really make sense to me, but okay. Nothing wrong with the vocabulary or the grammar. Arrange your time. In English, we can't really say you arrange your time. You could say arrange your schedule. But in English, you don't arrange your time. In Chinese, this is okay to say, not in English. Arrange your schedule more efficiently.
Your time
But it's a great adverb to go with arrange.
more efficiently. So those are the reasons why I like to work in the
What do you do in the mornings? Well, usually my phone alarm wakes me up, then I spend a few minutes snoozing.
Notice he doesn't say will. And here, spend a few minutes V-I-N-G, snoozing there.
Or checking my
And since this is ing, this is also ing. After the conjunction or, we have another gerund, checking.
my emails or messages on social media. Once I get out of bed, I'll have breakfast, a cup of coffee and a quick shower before I head to work.
Let's see, what's nice about this? I guess just the head, head to work. Instead of go to work, it says head to work. That's nice.
Is breakfast important? For me it is, definitely. I usually wake up feeling hungry, and actually the excitement of breakfast helps me get out of bed a bit faster as well.
Okay, what's nice about this? I do like the bit. I mean, when I talk, I use the word bit a lot. He does as well. It's a nice little, well, it's a nice little adverb here that I don't think a lot of people use very much, in the speaking test at least.
I don't usually feel awake until I've had breakfast, because it gives me a boost and helps me get ready for the day.
That's not help, that's helps. Helps me get ready for the day. Yeah, I mean, there isn't really that much you can say about breakfast that's going to require very high level vocabulary, I think.
Helps me get ready for the day.
Yeah, that's fine, that's great.
What is your morning routine?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I have a strict routine.
Strict is a great adjective to go with routine. Strict routine, yeah.
I usually just eat breakfast, have some coffee and go to work. Once I'm at work, I often check my emails and catch up with my colleagues.
So instead of saying chatting, he's saying catch up, see what they've been up to recently.
Before I start knuckling down and doing my job.
Great idiomatic language, knuckling down. If you knuckle down, it means you start to actually work. Great phrase.
Do you like to get up early in the morning? Absolutely not. I've never been an early bird.
Okay, so here's some idiomatic language, early birds. We're going to listen to someone else using different idiomatic language when it comes to getting up early.
Even though when I was a kid I used to love waking up and watching the sunrise.
Used to love, again here, used to love, and then V-I-N-G, and then here also V-I-N-G because of the conjunction and. So on this side we have ing, on this side also ing.
Nowadays I like to stay in bed as long as possible.
Notice the stress on long as possible.
What would you do in the morning?
Yeah, I don't know why this is would. It should just be do. What do you do in the morning? The question is not right.
Well, it really depends.
Depend is a verb, so we don't need the be verb. It's not it's really depends. It's just it. It really depends.
If it's in a weekday,
The preposition for day is not in. So if it's a weekday, here there's no preposition. If it's a weekday, there's also no would. So if it's a weekday, I just wash my face.
I would just wash my face, brush my teeth, eat some breakfast, then I go to school. However, if it's in the
Ooh, strong accent on however there.
weekend, after waking up, I just go to play basketball with my friends.
What did you say about weekends? If it's in the weekend. No. If it's on the weekend or if it's the weekend. If it's on the weekend or if it's the weekend, I play basketball with my friends. Or after waking up, I play basketball with my friends. So no preposition there. Or on, not in.
Do you think breakfast is important? Sure, breakfast provides people with the nutrients they need for the day.
Okay, breakfast, it's just breakfast. Again, strong accent on nutrients there. Provides, okay.
Because people usually
Oh, good grief. I forgot the adverb. People usually, but it's usually, not usury. Usually.
Because people usually eat a lot of cereal, milk, and sugar-related food for breakfast.
Now, hang on a second. What's going on here? Breakfast is important. Oh, the nutrients. Okay. Well, I mean, she has words that are necessary when you can talk about breakfast in a lot of countries. Cereal, milk, sugar-related food. I mean, not everybody eats this, but these words are definitely related to breakfast.
Cereal, milk, and sugar-related food for breakfast. All of these are high in calories and protein.
There's no duh there. Here is some good language here. Let's see. Here she says high in. That's great. You can say high in calories. You can say high in protein. You can say high in any other kind of nutrient. High in whatever. High in fat, for example. So there's some good language there. I do like that high in.
Did you do the same morning routines in early ages?
Okay, I don't know what this is. Early ages, I guess. But the question should be, did you have the same morning routine when you were younger? The wording in this question is a bit strange. When you were younger would be correct.
It was different. When I was in the middle school,
When I was in middle school, there's no the.
every morning I would go to the playground
Every morning I would. Okay, so here would is used to describe past habits. Okay.
to read Chinese and English books loudly.
And is this the end of the answer? I guess it is. It's kind of weird. She went to the playground to read English and Chinese books loudly. Maybe she means aloud or out loud, where you actually say the words. But it's not loudly, it's aloud or out loud. Kind of an odd habit she had.
Morning routine. Do you like to get up early in the morning? Yeah, I do. I am unlike most of my friends and university classmates who get up super late.
Super late. I think I've heard this guy use the word super a lot with some adjectives. It's, I don't know, I like it. Super late. Why not? Not many people use that phrase.
Morning. Most of them get out of bed around 8:30 or 9 o'clock. That, to me, is already very late.
That, to me, notice the chunking, the pause there. That, to me, is already very late. The pausing, very nice.
I am a morning person. I always drag myself out of bed.
If you have difficulty getting out of bed, you drag yourself out of bed. Very nice phrase.
6 or 6:30. So, yeah, I like to get up early in the morning.
Okay, again, I don't like this at the end. You don't need a summary in part 1.
Early in the morning. What's your morning routine? Well, like I said just now, I'm a morning lark.
So the other person used the phrase early bird, morning lark, early bird, same thing. I think morning lark is just not as commonly used as early bird.
After getting out of bed,
Look at this, after VING. Very nice.
I usually, what do? I
don't know if he really forgot, but okay. He put a rhetorical question there.
just go and brush my teeth, wash my face.
Maybe we should put a comma there. I just go brush my teeth, wash my face. Let's add a comma there. There's no real grammar here, but it's a very brief phrase with the grammar. It's not great. And then he goes on with, oh yeah.
Later, I go jogging for like half an hour. I really love doing physical exercise because
I really love doing physical exercise. Nothing special there. But look at this here. Health conscious person. Very nice phrase.
I'm a very health conscious person. So I run for half an hour every day, and then I go to the canteen and grab some breakfast.
Canteen, I guess he gets breakfast at work then. Canteen is kind of like a cafeteria.
Do you think breakfast is important? Oh, yeah.
Man, there was no pause before he started talking there.
Absolutely. I can't emphasize enough the importance of having...
Oh, look at this here. I can't emphasize enough the importance of, and then a noun phrase. And here the noun is having a good. Not sure why this good and then another good.
Good and hearty.
That's my mistake. Yeah, there's only one good there. Let's get rid of it. Oh, come on now. Let's get rid of this one here. Okay, let's play the whole thing again.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I can't emphasize enough the importance of having a good and hearty breakfast.
And here the hearty, not a nice phrase. If it's a big and wholesome breakfast, or it could be any meal, it's hearty. It's a great vocabulary. The hearty, and the grammar here, I can't emphasize enough the importance of, and then this noun phrase, very nice.
According to some experts...
This is fine. I don't know. Just be careful with according to some experts. Don't just use this phrase to support your opinion. So if this is your opinion, say it's my opinion. Don't lie and say according to some experts and then repeat your opinion there. If it's your opinion, say it's your opinion.
Breakfast is the most important meal in a day.
This should be of the day. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day.
It's more important than lunch. It's more important than dinner.
Well, yeah, but if you say it's the most important meal of the day, you're implying that it's more important than lunch or dinner, because those are the only other meals. So is it really necessary to say that?
Lunch is more important than dinner. So what I do every single day, like I said just now, I go and have a hearty breakfast.
So now he's repeating himself.
I try to eat as much as, not really as much as possible, but I just try to have a very good breakfast.
And all of this is just giving us the definition of hearty. Not sure that's necessary. So if you say I have a hearty breakfast, then you can leave out all of this, because you are just giving us the definition of the word hearty. In the test, you don't need to define words for the examiner. He knows what you're talking about.
Do you like to get up very early in the morning?
Okay, there's some word here that I can make out. Maybe very? Not sure.
Well, like most of people,
I need to listen to this again.
Well, like most of people,
I don't know if she says like most people or most of people. If it's most of, it's wrong. It's just like most people.
Okay.
Let me hear this again.
Well, like most of people. Do you like to get up very early in the morning?
There's a word here that just says that I can't quite make out. Maybe it's very, I'm not exactly sure.
Well, like most of people.
And here again, I'm not sure if she said most or if she says most of. If it's most of, it's wrong. if you're going to say of, it must be most of the people, and then you have to define what group of people you're talking about. So I think she just said most. I think this is a pronunciation problem, not a grammatical problem. Why is there a space here? Let's get rid of that space. There we go.
I hate running out of bed very early in the morning.
Running out of bed?
I hate running out of bed very early in the morning.
This should be getting. I hate getting, not running. You can't run out of bed. I hate getting out of bed, and it's bed, not bad. Very early in the morning. I hate getting out of bed very early in the morning. I still feel there's a space here that there shouldn't be. There we go. That's right. Okay.
Bed very early in the morning, because I almost fall asleep at about midnight every night.
Again, I'm kind of guessing what she says here. I can't make out all the words.
Because I almost fall asleep at about.
No, this is clear. There's no need for a question mark there. I must first, and then is this sleep? Is that what you said?
Sleep at about midnight every night.
Okay, this is something that Chinese speakers often confused. Sleeping and going to bed. I think what she's trying to say here is, I don't know why it's must. I don't know. I'm confused about her choice of words. I think, but maybe she's trying to say I go to bed, not sleep. I go to bed at. The preposition for midnight is at, and the correct verb is not sleep. It's go to bed. I go to bed at about midnight every night.
Sleep at about midnight every night. So waking up by alarm clock makes.
Now the grammar here is not right, because here she is makes me feel. So this is gotta be a noun phrase. So being woken up by my alarm clock, not cloud. So being woken up by my alarm clock makes me feel. This isn't. I should go back a little bit.
So waking up by alarm clock makes me feel stressed and terrible.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I guess the word is stressed. I'm not entirely sure. Problems with grammar, problems with pronunciation.
Me feel stressed and terrible.
It's not stressed. It's stressed, I think.
And it always ruins my whole day. If I can choose.
If I can choose. If it's not possible, it should be if I could choose. Could choose. I would prefer. Could. Would.
Of course, prefer waking up naturally in the morning, but the reality is.
Maybe this word is reality. Reality, but it sounds like she says.
Naturally in the morning, but the reality is.
Reality. So I'm not sure what the word is. Maybe it's reality.
I have to get up pretty early every weekdays.
Okay, and some confusion here at the end between every and weekend and weekdays. So her meaning kind of got lost there between all the mistakes that she made.
So what's your morning routine? Mornings could be the biggest time period for us, so I practice.
Again, there are like I think maybe two words that I can't make out.
Mornings could be the biggest time period for us, so.
The biggest something. I don't know what she said.
Practice creating a fast schedule. And
see, now I'm confused now about the fast schedule. When she says fast here, does she mean she's not eating? Is this fast a noun or is this an adjective? I don't know, because I can't understand this. If this is an adjective, like fast schedule, that's not the right adjective. Schedules cannot be fast. Schedules don't move. But I'm not sure.
A morning routine for me. After waking up at about 6 o'clock, I can just put on a 10-minute quick makeup.
A 10-minute quick makeup. The makeup is not countable, so there should be no article. Put on a 10-minute quick makeup. I don't use. Okay, so I would say. Okay, I would say I have a quick 10-minute makeup session. Yeah, so sessions are countable. You can use a with session. I have a quick 10-minute makeup session.
And then head downstairs.
Oh, this is not have, this is head. Okay, so she also uses head instead of go. That's nice. But that's one of the few things she said was clear and good.
And then head downstairs to have some breakfast, which includes a bowl of milk, and I may scarf some.
Scarf is a great verb to use. Like if you quickly eat something. The problem is scarf always goes with down. So it's got to be I scarf down some bread. But just before this, I couldn't quite make out what she said.
A bowl of milk, and I may scarf.
Make something. Scraff. I think maybe she was trying to say scarf. I'm not sure. Okay, again, scarf down. You scarf down food.
Scarf some bread on the way to my classes. So, do you think breakfast is very important? I suppose so, but sorry I can't explain why, because I'm not expert in nutrition.
Expert, maybe? Not sure again.
From a young age, my parents told me that described breakfast as the most essential and crucial meal
If you say essential, I'm not sure crucial is necessary because the meaning is about the same.
of the whole day. So I always get much breakfast as possible.
Okay, so here the grammar should be, so I always get as much breakfast. Okay, here's the one, other as. Okay, so there's one as here. The other one is missing. Get as much. Again, some problems with the grammar. Also, with the pronunciation. I'm not sure if this is a pronunciation problem or if it's a grammatical problem. But the plural for breakfasts is breakfasts, not
Breakfast
breakfasts. It's breakfasts.
as possible.
And in one day, I don't know how you can have more than one breakfast. Even if it's a big breakfast, it's still one breakfast, but alright.
So what do you do in the morning? Well, on weekdays, I usually get up pretty early.
Whoa, let's put a comma in there. You get up pretty early.
Yeah, at around 6 a.m. I can just scarf some
Again, it's down. Scarf down.
breakfast and can head rush to my classes with my.
I don't know if this is head. Oh, I think she wanted to say head to, but then she decided to go from head to rush. That's what I think happened there. Okay, yeah, I guess rush is a better word. But the self-correction kind of makes it hard to follow what she says.
Breakfast and can head rush to my classes
Oh, there's no two there. Rid of the two. There we go. That's what she said.
with my roommates. But when it comes to the weekends,
Okay, here, this is a nice discourse marker. When it comes to the weekends, showing that she's talking about a different topic now.
I have a little bit more leisure and pleasant.
Why at present? So just now, I love a little bit more leisure. Because here she's using leisure as a noun. Why is it present? Is she going to explain why?
More leisure and pleasant. I usually wake up by myself and wake up naturally.
Wake up by myself. Wake up naturally. Okay.
Till maybe 9 to 10.
Okay, there's no to here. It's at. So I woke up naturally at maybe. No, this is not at. It should be between because it's 9 to 10. So I wake up naturally between maybe 9 and 10 or 9 to 10.
9 to 10 a.m. and then have lunch happily with my friends.
At 10 o'clock she has lunch. Interesting.
What do you do in the morning? For example, I usually get up very early in the morning, like 6 or 7 o'clock.
At 6 or 7 o'clock.
And then I will brush my
Okay, again, we don't need to will. And then I brush my...
Then I will brush my teeth, wash my face, eat my...
Oh, good grief. Eat. Alright, just one thing. Brush my face, fine. Eat my breakfast, no. It's just eat breakfast. Brush my teeth, yeah. Wash my face, yeah. Eat my breakfast, no. Eat breakfast.
breakfast, and then I will take a bus
Okay, there's no will. And I take the bus.
to school to attend some lessons.
Okay, and here's the same person giving a different answer. And here she says,
Actually, I do a lot of different things in the morning, depending on whether it's on a weekend.
whether it's on a weekend.
Whether it's on a weekend.
I think she did say the there. That's my mistake. It is the. Whether it's on the weekend, and that is correct. Depending on whether it's on the weekend, yes.
Whether it's on a weekend or on a weekday.
Now what happened here? Did you say
Or on a weekdays.
or on a weekdays? Now if it's there's no s. So on a weekday.
On the weekdays, I use
On the weekdays. On weekdays. For weekdays, there's no preposition. So on weekdays. The weekend, yes. On the weekdays, no. There's no the. So on weekdays, I
get up so early in the morning, like 6 o'clock.
let's throw in a comma there. Like 6. Okay.
Early in the morning, like 6 o'clock, and then after my breakfast,
Again, there's no my. And then after breakfast,
I just rush to my school for
also there's no my. I just rush to school. This is the school that you always go to. So I just rush to school. What?
some lessons. However,
What is happening here? Why did I put a has there? No has. Okay, I rushed to school for some lessons. I don't think a native speaker would ever say I rushed to school for some lessons, because why else would you go to school? Most people would not say this. It's not wrong. I just think it's redundant. Okay, so here we have some contrast. However,
on the weekends, because this is
okay, her phone went off, and I guess that distracted her.
this is the time that I can totally arrange my own time.
Again, remember the other guy said arrange time? No, you can't arrange your own time. You can do what you want. So this is the time where I can totally do whatever I want. In English, you can't arrange time. You can arrange your schedule, but not time.
So I usually sleep very late.
Again, she is also confusing sleep and get up. So I usually get up very late. But then she says until. Maybe I should listen to the whole sentence.
I usually sleep very late until noon.
Okay. If you want to use the word until, then it has to be. So I usually sleep in. If you get up late, you sleep in. Or I get up very late, not until noon. Because there's two ways you could say this. So I usually get up very late, not until noon, or I sleep in very late until noon.
So that I don't usually do anything.
Why is there a so that? There's no that. So I no that.
I don't usually do anything in the morning.
All right, because you're sleeping. So there's no that. So I usually don't do anything in the morning. I sleep